Guys, only the technology difference, names are different. That's it. Concept is always a same concept. Okay, so if you understand this concept, same concept only I'm going to implement. The concept of this one is, we'll see what is this. So this is my a node. Again, same story. Okay, it is also one by one concept, guys. Whole it is how cloud will be created. Okay, how cloud is will be created, and other parts of cloud, private cloud, infrastructure management. So so many things will cover, and why cloud is important, and what are the challenges of maintaining infrastructure, and how benefits of cloud. This story is the base of that one. Okay, guys. Here it is. Point is, I have a hypervisor host. This is the hypervisor. Server virtualization. Hypervisor means I have a hardware infrastructure and I install a hypervisors in my nodes. Why 2 or 3? We'll see that one. So number of nodes depends upon the risk management, mean time between failures. So what is the frequent failures occurs? Possibility of frequent failures, loads. So like this, we have to keep number of nodes in the cluster. Failure cluster or load balancer, whatever the high availabilities. Active standby, based on that, how you configure. Okay. Active standby, failure. Active, failure come, load balancer. Okay. Guys, look at here. Some challenges will start again. I have a hypervisor host. I have a hypervisor host is there. So like a node 1, node 2, running with some virtual machine like this. Now I got some problem. Some problem. What is the problem? My hypervisor node is down. So we talk about earlier when we are discussed about a server virtualization, benefits of server virtualization. What is the benefits of server virtualization? Instead of purchasing multiple physical servers, you can run your guest operating system in the single server. That is a benefit, right? But same benefit, same cost reduction, same operating cost reduction. Now it is become big problem or a big challenge. What is that? Your server running with a multiple virtual machines. Now the server is down. What happens? If server is down, what happens? What happened, guys? Anyone? This client is accessing this virtual machine. So you cannot access virtual machine or virtual machine service. Okay, I'm running a web server in the virtual machine. Now I'm cannot able to access the web server. Okay, I need a Windows server in the virtual machine. I'm accessing that Windows server. I'm configuring Windows server. Now I can't able to access. User authentication is there inside, or maybe there is a DNS service running. Okay, so we client cannot access. So what they will do? They put a multiple nodes like this. Okay, and intelligently there is a okay. So what we are doing here, it is these are our nodes are installed with hypervisors. Installed with the hypervisors. What is hypervisor here? Which hypervisor you use it? That is another challenge, right? Not challenge. Choose. For example, if you use VMware vSphere, you can use hypervisor. You can use your hypervisor can be VMware vSphere. Okay, hypervisor can be VMware vSphere, or it can be Hyper-V Microsoft. Okay, it can be a Microsoft Hyper-V, or it can be, I think it is better to write here like this. Okay, box size also will be less. So this is again recollection. Okay, or Citrix and server, Proximox, Proximox VE. The name is Proximox VE, or a Red Hat Enterprise Virtualization. That is also there. Red Hat Enterprise Virtualization from Red Hat. From Red Hat. So this is any hypervisor, you choose it. Now to create the now problem is, if my node 1 is down, what I'm doing is I will run. So I will configure a thing is like a vMotion kind of stuff. What it is, I'll move these virtual machines. Sorry, before we are discussing about moving. Okay, sorry, before we discuss about a failure part, we'll discuss first moving virtual machines. Okay, for example, node 1 got some issue. I want to upgrade. I want to some repair. Some want to change something. What I'm doing is I move my virtual machines from one location to another location, one server to another server. This is V2. I change V1 here, or into the same, or into different, depends upon the availability space in other nodes. I can move it. We can move the virtual machines. In VMware, the concept called as a vMotion. In VMware vSphere, the moving virtual machine from one place to another place is called a vMotion. Otherwise, I put one automatic configuration in the cluster. So I put everything in the failover cluster. Okay. So what I will configure here in the cluster will test it. Okay. The cluster name is cluster only. So just understand cluster, the word cluster. Cluster means group of multiple things. Okay. Multiple bombs become a cluster bomb. Okay. Here it is. Multiple nodes become a single node, a single host. Multiple hosts become single host as a cluster node host. Cluster means grouping of multiple nodes or multiple hosts, multiple servers for same functionality, same service. Okay, so in the cluster will automatically detect. So here it is in the form of cluster. What happens? They will exchange. Each server will exchanges from one server to another server, from one server to another server. Okay, so they'll keep exchanges from one server to another server. Okay, so it's like a heartbeats. Okay, So one server to another server, they exchange heartbeats. What is heartbeats? Normal, I will ask question before I told. What is heartbeats? Anyone? Your heartbeat is there now, like that. If you are in a watch a old movies, is generally it is old movies. You know, the coming to new movies and old movies. New movies, if if a person is there is about to die, he will die, or you don't die. So either two condition. In a old movies is not like that. It will take lot of time for dying also, like at least half an hour for a death scene. Last scene again after half an hour means at a climax, the person can be die or not be die. It is a Schrodinger's cat. Like cat can be alive or dead or end dead. Okay, like that. It's a Schrodinger's cat kind of stuff situation. So there is a heart symbol means not heart symbol, ECG symbol. ECG is running like this. Okay, again it is running like this. So what happened? Patient is like the hero or heroine showing like this symbol first, then straight line, then straight line. What is meaning of straight line? Patient dead. This meaning is alive. So hero or heroine sing a song or some alarm or maybe like guys, you may not understand. Watch, please watch old Telugu movies. You will get it. Okay. So people will live or very old Hindi movies also no problem. So there is like that time people are there, or maybe some people will pray for a god or anything. So dead person again, their heartbeat will start, and they will walk up and fight with a villain, and finally they will win. Okay, so like that. Okay, so this is called a heartbeats, right? So same thing. These each nodes exchanges heartbeats with others. Heartbeats with others. So what will happen whenever a node is down? Whenever a node is down, whenever a node is down, no problem. Other nodes understand node 1 is down. Other nodes understand node 1 is down. How they know? Understand they didn't receive heartbeats from node 1. Got it, guys? They didn't receive heartbeats from certain node. So these nodes are think the node is dead. So node 1 is dead. You don't receive heartbeats, patient is dead. Same thing. No other each node is exchanging their heartbeats. If a node if the nodes don't receive heartbeats from particular node, particular host, particular server, so they declare it is a dead. Either it is network related issue or disk related issue, or maybe it is service related issue, or maybe a server related issue. If they don't receive a heartbeats, they declare as a dead. Next, when node is dead, guys understand dead heartbeats. Again, you are dead or what? I didn't receive any heartbeats from you. Only 5 members. Heartbeats are there, or you are also dead?
No, sir, we are dead.
Not yet dead? Or no,
No, sir. No, sir.
Okay, so we'll see. So other nodes understand node 1 is dead. So generally we can transfer manually one virtual machine from one host to another host. But here it is in the failover cluster, we can configure like this. If any node is down, take their virtual machines and run from the other nodes. Okay, to do that one, and managing the nodes, to manage these nodes, to create a cluster, to manage the cluster, to cluster management, to manage individual host, to manage virtual machines, to manage the heartbeats, to transfer the virtual machine from one place to another place. We need a centralized server. We need a centralized server. This centralized server can able to manage multiple clusters. For example, this is the cluster 1. So like that, I have a multiple clusters. I can manage these multiple clusters from my central PC. Just for example, guys, my hypervisor is vSphere. Okay, I'm using a vSphere hypervisor. So my centralized server is called a vCenter. Okay, vCenter. vCenter. So what is this vCenter? Is nothing but a application. vCenter is nothing but a application. Okay, the symbolic, like this is the diagram. Centralized management utility for a VMware. It is used to manage virtual machines, multiple ESXi hosts, and all dependent components from single central location. VMware vMotion and SVMotion required to use a vCenter and ESXi host. Okay, so this is about your vCenter. I didn't written much here, but I will write here one by one. Okay, vCenter server. Okay, so this is vCenter. Look at this picture. Okay, this picture is also in our PPT. Guys, these are a ESXi host, means vSphere machines. Some virtual machines are running. Their data stores in data storage like a SAN storage. And this is the vCenter. Through vCenters, vSphere clients are connected. Okay, through vCenter, I can manage the clustering, means high availabilities, storages, connectivity to switch connectivity, failover load balances, and also we can manage virtual machines. vMotion means transfer of virtual machines from one location to another location. So my hypervisor is vSphere or ESXi. Okay, so it's a ESXi host. This is vCenter will connect it to multiple clusters like this and managing each individual nodes. Why I put this box here? So to represent a SAN storage. In a storage, there is a different parts are there, no? Like this. This is a SAN storage. This is a storage bay and storage connectivity. I'm not putting a part, but you can say like a switches. Okay, so it's connected to your storage. Okay, so whatever it is a SAN storage. What I'm going to do is I stores my virtual machines here only, not in a local. By representation is looking at here, we think we store a virtual machines in a local PCs. If your virtual machine in a node 1, VM1, VM2 in a node 1, you cannot transfer, right? Why cannot you transfer the data? Because if node is down, it cannot transfer. If node is down, like I have a laptop, my laptop contains the data. I turn off my laptop. Now I have to transfer the data. How can you how can you transfer without node is alive? Right, guys? Understand point?
Yes.
My node is down. My node is down. Then these virtual machines should run from other nodes. That is what I showed. I have to transfer the virtual machine. Node is down. How can you transfer? So what I have done? I store my virtual machines in the centralized storage, like a SAN storage. Centralized storage. This SAN also will maintain by vCenter. SAN also we can able to maintain by vCenter. So it is a centralized server. What is vCenter? vCenter is nothing but an application. vCenter server is a application. So nothing but an application or virtual appliances. Appliance. vCenter server, virtual application or a virtual appliances application. vCenter server or it is an application. We can download an application and install, or it is a virtual appliances. It is a virtual appliance, directly virtual machine. Okay, it is a virtual machine. Okay, it manages the vSphere, ESXi host. Okay, high availabilities means cluster availabilities, meaning is the failover cluster, load balancers. Okay, the cluster maintenance, network heartbeats, okay, VMs, okay, VMs, storage, okay, like a SAN, NAS. If you have a NAS also, centralized storages. Okay, FC switches, like a lot of things also there, including vSAN, virtual SAN. Virtual SAN is there. VMware on one more services called virtual SAN is there. DRS kind of other services also there. Distributed kind of stuff is there. DRS VMware versus HA. Okay, so like this. Distributed resource scheduler. Okay, so distributed resource scheduler is a resource scheduler and load balancing solution for vSphere. Works on cluster and provide a resource management cable like load balancing and virtual machine placement. What is virtual machine placement? vMotion kind of stuff. Okay. Also find like this, guys. It is very easy once you know what is vMotion, what is moving virtual machines, managing resources. Okay, like this. What is DRS? Okay. What is HA? HA means high availability. HA means high availability. Okay. This is the point up to here, guys. Small change. I forget original one more additional point here. The point is not additional point. It is understanding from client side. Okay. Look at here, guys. This is my admin machine. So we'll put it in a little bit taller, right? For understanding, this is my admin server, my admin desktop means my admin. This is the client. Okay, understand? Before you go to vCenter, what I have to do? So that I have a query. My client is asking, guys, understand? Are you able to hear?
Yes.
Very. So client is asking a question. I need a virtual machine. I need a virtual machine with a something like a 1 CPU, 1 virtual CPU is required, 2 GB RAM is required, and Linux OS should be installed. Okay, Ubuntu should be installed, or Linux CentOS should be installed. Red Hat should be installed. 40 GB hard disk is required for the virtual machine. Guys, understand requirement?
Yes, sir.
You need to practice Linux. You need a minimum requirement: 1 CPU, 2 GB RAM, 40 GB hard disk, and OS is Linux OS. For example, you're a client, you request a admin. This admin guy, what he will do in generally before vCenter, what he will do, connect which node? He will connect it to each node separately. He has a last time we seen a vCenter, vSphere, right? So I've opened one node, I have only one. So I connected to one. Now how to do? Connected to multiple nodes. First I have to connect a node 1, then node 2, then node 3, then node 4. Okay. Like this. How to connect each node. Okay. How to connect each node and check it. This. Okay. We don't have a choice. So keep it like this only. Okay. How to connect node 1, node 2, node 3, node 4. And which node is currently having more resources to create this particular virtual machine, where we can able to fit. I have 4 servers, guys. I have 4 servers. Which server having a available services, available of space is available. Like I need a 2 GB RAM. So where can be able to put a 2 GB available. So node 1, 2 virtual machines are running. Node 2, 1 virtual machine is running. Node 3, 1 virtual machine. So node 4, 1 virtual machine. So I choose node 2. Go to node 2. Only 1 virtual machine currently running. Then I'll create a virtual machine inside. Or maybe node 4 having a, by diagram, it is showing only single virtual machine. Node 5 is only there. So I will create a node 4 only. I choose which node by connecting each node, and I will select one node. I'll create a virtual machine. Client don't require which node you created. Client what he need? He need a virtual machine, not a node, right? So I am an admin. I connected to node and I create a virtual machine. I give access of virtual machine to client. Understand the point? Admin view, client view.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now scenario changed. What is scenario? Now I have a vCenter. So vCenter, if you go to vCenter, you can see all nodes there only. Okay, I can see all nodes there only. So I'm transferring this node data like all these nodes. You can view from the one single vCenter. Same thing, client request for a virtual machine to the admin through email or anything. What admin will do? Admin connects to my vCenter directly. For example, my vCenter name is vCenter 1. I connected to vCenter 1. Instead of connecting each node, I instead of node 1, node 2, node 3 connected to vCenter 1. Look at, there is a rating is there. Node 1, node 2, node 3, node 4. Total resource availability. Okay, so then I create a virtual machine. Automatically allocated which node having a suitable resources available. Automatically we create a there only. No need to connect individual nodes. Connected to vCenter, so we can see all nodes there, and we can able to connect it. Okay. So what I have done, instead of connecting each node directly, I connected to vCenter. Okay, we can create a virtual machine. Task is same. Client request, admin created a virtual machine, give the access to virtual machine. Client don't require which node you created. What client need? Virtual machine. He got the virtual machine. Understand, guys?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
So
sir.
who asking? Client. Who created? Admin.
Admin.
Okay. And admin connected to vCenter.
vCenter.
This is simple. Now last point. I will tell always same. I never stand on my words sometimes. Okay. There is no last points here. This is another server, another application. Like this, in my infrastructure, I have multiple vCenters are there. So admin has to connect each and every vCenter. Again, on top of vCenter, I added a one server that is called a vCloud directory. Now the name is changed in a that is called vRealize suite. Okay, this is an application I installed in a machine which is connected to these centers. Which is connected to these vCenters, multiple vCenters. Okay, but this is little bit different. What is a little bit different? It is normally client need a virtual machine, should ask admin connected nodes and create a virtual machine, give the virtual machine to client, or client request for a virtual machine to admin. Now we have a vCenters, connect any of the vCenter, okay, and create a virtual machine in any of the nodes where available and give the virtual machine to client. But why admin suffers? Always, right? Sometimes not. Admin has lot of duties. We want to reduce the weight on an individual admin. What I have done, I installed an application called vCloud directory or vRealize suite. This is completely VMware wise. Technology changes, names changes. Okay, so remember that kind of stuff. Okay, now I have a client. This is my client now. Okay, this is the client, direct client. This is client. This is my client user. Okay, this user directly connect to my vCloud. I put it in a public or a private, whatever it is. They need something. They got some URL like a web server, sorry, website. How you open a website like this, right? Gmail account, Facebook account, right? So how you create an account? You want a Gmail account, then you have to create an account, right? So I'm opening my Gmail. Very good. 50 messages. So I'm logging out. I saw not from all accounts. That is so sad. Another account. Okay, you have to log in, right? Otherwise, you have to create a account, right? You are creating an account, right? First of all, username, password, like this. Or I will give you a username and password for you. Okay, I'll give you a username and password for you. I log out from all accounts. I have to log in again for all accounts. Okay, so what it is, you are a user, you are working in my organization. I give you a username. Okay, this is my username. For example, only 4 members or 5 members. Okay, give me some name. Yeah, Rutuja came and remaining are gone. Okay, I will take Rutuja. So you are working in my organization. I create a username, then I give you a password for that one, login password. Okay, and I give you a access like a URL. I shared a URL. You open my URL, right? HTTP colon my vCloud directory name or IP address, contact vCloud directory, and in that one you will get a interface. You'll get a kind of interface. So in that interface, you'll get an interface here like this. What is that interface contains? Like what do you want to do it? You want to create a virtual machine. What is your CPU? One CPU I required. How much RAM is required? 2 GB RAM is required. Okay, 2 GB RAM is required. Hard disk is required. Like you selected all the options. What operating system you require? Linux operating system I required. Select Linux operating system. Windows operating system, select Windows OS. Okay, what type of storage you want it? Like a 40 GB hard disk or SSD or maybe iSCSI type of disk, block storage, file storage. Okay, so you have to select all the things. Like how you create a virtual machine. Same thing in a web browser. We got all the options. We have seen vCenter how to create a virtual machine, right? Same thing only. You got a login to vCloud directory. You got options. So you create a virtual machine. The virtual machine will be created any of the node. Again, guys, remember you create a virtual machine from your laptop, but originally virtual machines created in the hypervisor host only. Node 1, node 2, node 3, node 4, node 5, node 6, any of the node virtual machine will be created and run. Okay, it won't be created in this particular server. It not created here, not created here. It creates any of these nodes. Remember that one. Okay, you are created a virtual machine. Virtual machine is created in a hypervisor host only, either node 1 or node 2 or node 3. Where it is suitable, automatically it will create it. Your thing is, I want to create a virtual machine. Select that virtual machine. What is your CPU, RAM, operating system, disk space, okay, and remaining stuff like a different type of additional hard disk, network connections, either private network or public network. So based on that, you have to connect. Okay, DNS root kind of stuff. Any other services should be installed. Select it, click OK. Click OK. Then you got a virtual machine. Connected to your virtual machine. Okay, connected to your virtual machine and run it. Happy? Happy, right? You can operate it. If it is in a publicly connected, you can operate it also, no problem anywhere. But point is, you are an employee of my organization, so I can give you a username and password for accessing my vCloud directory. Not vCenter, not node 1, node 2. You are not admin. You are a client or you are a user. The word we can use user in my organization. So what I have to, I will give you access permission to vCloud directory. Log into my vCloud directory. Okay, so put a URL and username password. You log in, and what you want to do it. So you can go to your create a virtual machine as per your requirement. Then you got a virtual machine. Access the virtual machine. I'm not interfering. I'm the admin. I will administrate the infrastructure instead of administrating a user. Right? Guys, understand? Last point.
Yes, sir.
Very good. So this is called infrastructure as a service. Infrastructure as a service. In a cloud, there is a majorly 3 services: infrastructure as a service, platform as a service, software as a service. Here in this scenario, I all talk about infrastructure means virtual machine. Infrastructure means I talk about a virtual machines. Okay, so that's why it is infrastructure as a service. And as I mentioned, Rutuja is a in my organization, working in my organization. She is a user in my organization. Obviously, I am the organization, I am maintaining my cloud. I am maintaining my cloud, my infrastructure, my hypervisor host, my virtual machines, my storage. I am maintaining entire infrastructure. I am maintaining entire infrastructure. I am using my infrastructure for my organizations and for my users. That is called a private cloud. That is called a private cloud. Okay. For my organization. If in case you feel no, not all, I want to give infrastructure service to others other than my organization, means to other organization or to give some individual person. Understand, guys? You want to give a service like infrastructure as a service, for example. You want to give the service to other organizations or individual users. So simply put this cloud application, means this vCloud directory, to public. So anyone can able to access. Simply they have to create an account. They have to create like how you create a Gmail account, Facebook account. Okay, so like that, username, password. They will create an account, authenticate that to users using a credit card or anything. Okay, then so they can create a virtual machines with the limitations. Okay, they can pay as they use. They can pay as they use, like a only 1 day 5 rupees, 2 days 10 rupees. They want to use 1 week 50 rupees. Okay, yeah, I said no, 5 rupees per day. For 1 week 35 rupees. Sorry. Okay, 1 week 30 rupees. 1 month. 1 month is 150. Like I said, 100 rupees discount. Longer period use, lesser you pay. Like I said, today I am creating a virtual machine. I use it for 30 days. I can actually original one is like this. You create an instance. As long as you use it, you have to pay. You have to pay as long as using, like you are using for a 1 month. You have to pay for 1 month. You are using for 2 months. You have to pay for 2 months. It's a pay as you go. As long as you are using, you have to pay. That is a public cloud. Pay as you go. Second one is reserving instance. Like you already said, I am taking for a 1 year. Guys, if anybody in the rooms, student rooms, rental houses, mainly in Pune, okay, 1 month rent is very high. Like you said, like I will be stay for 1 month. Rent is 10,000. You said like I will stay for only 2-3 months only. So 8,000, 5,000 or a year 9,000, like that. It is rental cost per bed or anything. You said no, I got a job here. I will stay for 1 year. Pay the advance for 2 months advance or 5 months advance or some 20,000 advance. Rent is less. Okay, so longer you are booking for long time. So guarantee that is like I will be stay for 1 year. I want this virtual machine for 1 year. So 70%, almost 74% of payment will be reduced in the cloud services. Compared to 1 month payment, 1 year payment is less. Compared to 1 year payment, 3 years payment is very less. Okay, so like that we can offer to the public. So here whole we start talking in the private manner. Same private only, maintenance same, infrastructure same, everything is same. Only thing is you keep it in a public. That is called a public cloud. So afternoon I will tell about what is private, what is public and all. First of all, understand guys, cloud does not mean something like it is something different part. It is simple as it is. It contains a data centers, meaning is it contains a servers. We install a service as a hypervisor host. Okay, make it as a server virtualization and create a failover cluster or high availability with a vCenters or SCVMM kind of stuff. And we can administrate multiple these centralized servers, vCenter kind of stuff with a vCloud or SCCM, SCVMM, SCAC kind of stuff. Then we can make it as a private cloud. Very simple, guys. Here it is, infrastructure as a service. User required a virtual machines, admin create a virtual machine and give it to the user. In a cloud format, in a cloud platform, user log into directly the central server, cloud application server, and create a virtual machine on his own. That is called a cloud. That's the thing. But only thing is, what is the main thing? Infrastructure is same. Yeah, if anybody is asking question, please now call them. Guys, I'm writing in a different ways. Here it is, Hyper-V. For example, instead of using a vSphere, I am using Hyper-V. Look at, I put a color also different. The hypervisor is Hyper-V. Instead of vCenter, I use SCCM. So Microsoft SCCM. No. SCVMM. SCVMM. System Center Virtual Machine Manager. So there it is like that. Now it is Hyper-V. Host is Hyper-V. Microsoft way. Okay, Microsoft way. Host is Hyper-V host. Host is Hyper-V host. Okay, what is a centralized server? SCVMM. Centralized server is SCVMM. What is SCVMM? So here it is also mistake. System Center Virtual Machine Manager. System Center Virtual Machine Manager manages failover cluster. Microsoft failover clusters. Hypervisor means Hyper-V host. Again, storages also. Okay, any storages like a ISCSI storage, ISCSI, SAN, NAS storages. We can manage that kind of stuff. No, there is a lot of facilities. Even I didn't tell in a vCenter also, but lot of other facilities also there in both the places. It's like a templates. What is the templates? OS template, hardware template. Okay, we think to create a virtual machine, step-by-step process, guys. Okay, right? We want to create a virtual machine. Last time we created a lot of virtual machine, both in VMware Workstation, vSphere. Okay, so we even a Hyper-V also we created a virtual machine. Every step you are doing. So generation 1, generation 2, which network, which kind of stuff, which hard disk, like that. But what is using this template? Simply, I want to create a operating system, this particular thing, which is already templated. Already created virtual machine templates are there. Created already virtual machine templates are there. Select the template, click OK, deploy. Automatically virtual machine will be created. So that is called a template. Okay, managing of templates. Store the templates in NAS storage. It is there. So this is SCCM. SCAC. Again, System Center. App controller. What is this app controller? Provide interface. Which interface? Web interface to users. Okay, you simply say it is for a private cloud. It's a using for a private cloud. Okay, SCAC. Point is in this one, we use SCAC, Microsoft technology. I want to build my private cloud with a Microsoft technology. What is the host? Individual host hypervisor is Hyper-V. I install Hyper-V in my nodes and create a failover cluster with a server. Manage this failover cluster with a SCVMM. Multiple failover clusters we can manage with a one single SCVMM. I have multiple SCVMMs are there. SCVMM servers are there. I can manage those things with SCAC simple. SCAC provide a web interface to the users. So user can log in with the username and password to SCAC. Look at what is going on with it. Okay. We can log on. So then we can able to manage it. Okay. So what he can able to create a virtual machine and manage the virtual machine, use the virtual machine kind of stuff directly by client. This is also a private cloud infrastructure as a service. Similarly, hypervisors, centralized management, cloud interface. Okay, cloud interface. I'll tell another cloud interface is OpenStack. OpenStack is an open source private cloud interface. Same concept, guys, nothing different. This is Microsoft. Next one is OpenStack. What is a OpenStack? It's an open source platform for a private cloud. OpenStack is a open source platform, means open source it is. We can take it and modify as per our requirement. Originally, the pure form of infrastructure as a service, we can do it. Okay, pure form of infrastructure service, infrastructure as a service by OpenStack. Original meaning of infrastructure as a service, not just to create a virtual machine. It is OpenStack. Okay, web interface called as a dashboard. You know dashboard, right? Dashboards. What is dashboard? Like last time I showed a VMware vSphere. Everything is in a one location. That is called a dashboard. I will show you our scientist dashboard here. So my employees dashboard, it is employee dashboard. Okay. So like different dashboards are there. OpenStack dashboard. Okay. Images. This is the OpenStack dashboard. OpenStack dashboard is, I'm clicking very fast. Sorry. Open in a separately. This is OpenStack dashboard. It will tell your infrastructure status kind of stuff. So in a OpenStack, this dashboard called as horizon. OpenStack horizon. Guys, this is also include OpenStack. People who missed it, they missed it. Okay. My mind is all from last 2 days. The tensions are relieved today's morning, so the mind is working a little bit. So I'm telling you all these things. Okay. OpenStack is also an application. It is an open source platform for a private cloud, mainly for infrastructure as a service. OpenStack has a web interface. We've seen that as a web interface to that is a dashboard. It is called as a VOARD. Dashboard called as a horizon. Okay, we can see like your infrastructure details. Infrastructure TURE. Okay, so we can view infrastructure details like so number of CPU, RAM, storage. Hard disk I'm writing, but whatever it is, different type of storages are there, like a storages, network, like this. We can able to infrastructure details. We can see how many are there, how many we are giving to users. Okay, so here it is also user. This one little different from other cloud. User requests for infrastructure, not virtual machine. User means client organization. Okay, infrastructure. Infrastructure. Okay, so admin create a user ID, password, and assign requested infrastructure to the project. Password and assign a requested infrastructure to project. So user log into OpenStack origin. What is origin? Dashboard. Little different, guys. It is little different. Dashboard with the project name or ID or a user name or ID. Project name or username, something like a login. Okay, then password. Give the password. Okay, so next user creates virtual machines as infrastructure. Okay, so example is project 1. Okay, so user project name is project 1 or project 17 or batch 17, right? Batch 17. Okay, 4 vCPUs, virtual CPUs, 8 GB RAM, or 10 GB RAM. I will change a little bit. 10 GB RAM, some 300 GB hard disk. This is a project 17. So I'm a user project 17. I log in with the project 17. I will create. So I create a first virtual machine, 1 CPU. First virtual machine, 1 CPU. My virtual machine number 1, 1 CPU, 2 GB RAM. Okay, so 40 GB hard disk. I create a 1 virtual machine. I install some Linux kind of stuff. Now I created another virtual machine. Okay, in this one, 2 vCPUs, 4 GB RAM, 4 GB RAM. I need a 60 GB hard disk. I installed Windows Server in this one. Okay, I create another virtual machine. These CPUs are completed. Only 1 CPU is left. 1 CPU. 10 GB. Out of that one, 6 is completed. 4 GB RAM. 100 GB completed, 200 GB is available. So I'll take 200 GB directly. Okay. So I have a lot of work with my Windows 10. So I installed Windows 10. So it depends upon user how many virtual machines you will create. He is planning, but I am asking this infrastructure to OpenStack admin. Okay. Request to OpenStack admin. This request to OpenStack admin, right? So OpenStack is given. This is the project name. This is infrastructure. Now, what user login with the project 17 and create a virtual machines as per his requirement. As per his requirement. This is a pure form of infrastructure as a service. I give infrastructure to you. Take infrastructure, login, and get it. Okay. Guys, understand OpenStack?
Yes, sir.
Great Cloud. Okay. Same goes for Xen. I have a Xen servers. Nodes are Xen servers. So Xen Center, maintain nodes from the Xen Center is an application. Okay, Xen Cloud, Citrix, Proximox. Install a Proximox in a nodes. In Proximox, high availability directly we can create. We don't require centralized like a vCenter kind of stuff, not required. vCenter not required. Just Proximox directly we can install in the nodes. You take a OpenStack. OpenStack don't provide virtualization kind of stuff. So OpenStack is just an interface. OpenStack is just an interface, no other things. Okay, so I have a RSEV servers, Red Hat Enterprise Virtualization servers, or a Proximox servers, or vSphere servers. All we can connect it to OpenStack. All these are all connected to OpenStack. So OpenStack maintains hypervisor nodes. Any hypervisor nodes can be maintained usually, like except Microsoft. Don't Microsoft and other don't mix generally. Okay, if you mix it at Microsoft, will very sad. Okay, so Microsoft is a one way kind of thing only, not a mixed race. Okay, it is like a orthodox type. But vSphere and all, why more popular? Why VMware is more popular? It is not orthodox. It means we can mix one infrastructure to another type of infrastructure. Of course, Microsoft also coming into Linux and all. Microsoft Linux is also there now. Okay, Microsoft Linux is also there. Okay, so no more we can't say Linux is, so sorry, Windows is only one OS from the Microsoft. No. It is Linux is also there now. Okay, so it is slowly coming to non-orthodox, mixing little bit non-orthodox kind of stuff. Okay, so whatever it is, again in our OpenStack, one more point it is there, guys. So OpenStack actually for non-orthodox type. Okay. OpenStack hypervisors, any hypervisor like a Proxmox, you can connect it, vSphere kind of stuff, in bracket ESXi, because originally hypervisor is ESXi, not vSphere. vSphere is a product, VMware is a company. Okay, RHEV, Red Hat Enterprise Virtualization, like a KVM. So maybe you have a direct Linux KVM kind of stuff. Okay, KVM, Next, storage maintains storage, both any type of storage, NAS storage, SAN storage, LVM storage, it's Linux based storages, any type of storage, shared storages, any LVM storages. Okay, NAS means sharing protocol, NFS, CFS type of access is there. Okay, storage access, hypervisor access is also there. Okay, and all these two are very important, so we are putting network management. Network management. Okay, virtual network management is also there. Virtual routing is also there. Virtual routers also there inside network. You know, first time when I see this OpenStack, that time I've seen this virtual router kind of stuff. Virtual networks, virtual router concept is also there. So network management, why we put all the things. Okay, this OpenStack is a open source application, manages, connects or manages hypervisors, storages, network kind of stuff into OpenStack. And there is almost 7 or 8 names are there, guys. Okay. In a OpenStack, like a glance, image, Nova. Okay, names are there. Glance, Nova, Newton. Okay, Newton. For storage, in a storage there one is glance, another puppet or not puppet chef, not puppet chef, no, that is deployment tools. Okay, horizon is a dashboard, that's why I told horizon to understand. Horizon is a dashboard. Nova, Newton, glance. Why I'm unable to recollect it. Newton something is there for network. Nova is compute. Nova is a compute, as I know, remember it is like a compute. Glance is a image management. Okay, and storage is different, image management different. Okay, these names are there. Otherwise you can put a OpenStack documents is there. You can log in dashboard, create manage instance, so direct OpenStack full details are there. Where are you guys? Here it is. Okay, this is a document site, so try documents, not required to log in. So I just put a OpenStack, not a dashboard, names. Yeah, tutorial. Oh, okay. I already installed. This is nonsense installation. Don't worry. I taught. I took the classes. Okay, I took the classes in this one. So, but installation is not works properly. So, what is cloud computing? Introduction, components of things. It is Nova means compute. Okay, Nova means compute. Shift is object storage. Cinder is a block storage. Neutron is a networking. Dashboard is horizon. Identity service is keystone. Image service is called a glance. Okay, so is a picture is there. Ceilometer is a telemetry. Heat means orchestration, means automation of deployment. This is new one, Manila. It is look like a Manila. Elastic map reduce, Sahara, it is different one. Okay, dev stack, it is the, yeah, where it is, very good. Okay, so don't worry if you don't understand, also don't worry, guys. Okay, like you know, when you are logging to OpenStack, someone should authenticate, right? We have a Kerberos authentication in a Microsoft Active Directory. LDAP is a authentication service. Same thing. Keystone is a authentication service, identity service identity, user identity by Keystone. Okay. Horizon, like the service name is Horizon, is a dashboard, is a Horizon. Network, how network should be there, private network, public network, routing between public access and private access. So that is neutron service. Okay. And storage services means you want to install Linux. Linux images are there. Linux images are there. Windows images are there. So using that image you can install. So pre-created images or OS images are there. So that is called a glance. Like you have ISO images, that is to install OS. It contains OS installation files. Already installed images are there. Already images created OS installed images are there. Installed images are, that is a glance. So you are working with a virtual machines means we need a virtual CPU. What is processor? Provide a computational processor, right? So that compute service here it is called a Nova. Why it is Nova? Actually it is Nova, not Nove. Maybe they type spelling mistake. Similarly, everything. Normally you want to store a data, that is called a shift. Shift, OpenShift, very popular services. Cinder is a block storage. You need a SAN kind of storage. You need a SAN or ESXi kind of storage connection. It is a Cinder. Okay. And message brokers also there. It is not given. Message broker. When I use that message broker is RabbitMQ. Message queuing. RabbitMQ. Okay. One is RabbitMQ. Cupid. Old one is Cupid is there. Okay. You know, in a certain cases, one more MQ is called zero MQ. What is zero MQ? No broker. No broker. Message broker, BRO. Broker. Okay. Yeah, broker. It is a kind of stuff. No broker kind of stuff is zero MQ. But I used last time that is a RabbitMQ. Now I don't know. Now I don't know what is a message broker. Or maybe now they are using APIs for connecting things. Okay, so 8 GB RAM at least is asking. No, actually not required, but it is okay. So we don't install anything now. Even though you install it, won't work. Only Horizon will work. You will get this dashboard. Okay, you'll get this dashboard, but you have to configure other things. Okay. Even he didn't show how to, what is the dashboard kind of stuff here. Okay. So this is also about a OpenStack. Sir, guys, I covered OpenStack also. Whether you are there or not, I don't know. Whether you understand or not, I don't know. But still, I covered what is a private cloud, how cloud is created, what is infrastructure as a service, and what is OpenStack, what is SCCM, SCVMM, vCloud, the naming differences, admin rights, user access. Okay. We cannot put any title for this time, but guys, understand at least 50%.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So sorry, I thought it is by quarter to 2, but it is now it is 1:10. Sorry, 2:10. Be back at 3:10. By 3:10, I will start. Okay, start coming from at 3 o'clock.
Okay.
So we'll see entire what are the cloud services, and we have seen infrastructure. Then means infrastructure challenge in on-premises, cloud services, different type of cloud services. If possible, I will show you AWS interface. Okay, minimum at least 1, 2, not complete. Okay,
Okay, sir.
thank you guys.